All right. Good late morning to everyone. It is March 11th, 2021 at 11:42 in the morning. And I'm going to call it a day here. I'm getting kind of sleepy. It's nap time. What can I say? So today I'm doing a $396 recap. And it's sort of, usually I wouldn't count these as a recap. I did trade Airbnb. Uh, I shorted BLL yesterday and then trimmed that short position today for some profit. I shorted the SPY for a little dip and managed to pull a few bucks down. Then I trimmed my Berkshire B position by 5 shares to take a little bit of profit there. Traded NCTY, and I have Monica R to thank for that. Monica R left a message on one of my recent videos where I covered NCTY when it was gapping up one day. And I don't know why I didn't notice it this morning on my large screen gapper. There were a lot of things gapping. It opened about 10% higher this morning. And at the very last minute, I put some levels on it to see what would be a good entry. I managed to get 67 cents on 100 shares. I didn't take a lot of risk with it. It's, I'll go over it, I'll show you. But yeah, thanks, Monica, for bringing that back up again. And then I trimmed a little bit of, I invested in India, which is PIN here. And so I just kind of trimmed a little bit of profits off of that too. On an up day like this, you know, there's a saying on the on Wall Street that goes, buy the dips, sell the rips. And so we're getting a rip today, and so today is a good day to take some profit. So really, as far as trading goes today, it was pretty slow for me. Most of the things that I had on watch today really just moved sideways. I'll show you. So really today, what on Airbnb, I made all of like $9 here. Then I made $36 on the SPY short that I did. We're on three contracts, three short put contracts. And then NCTY, I made $67. So all in all, it's only like about $115 or $120 a day for me. But I'm including the other things that I trimmed today in the recap. So yeah, it was just easier to add it all together on the spreadsheet. So I had FSR, FCEL, BILI, NVFW, SIEB, and ENTX on watch this morning when I did my video. And then I took a quick look again at NCTY here, and there's a Fibonacci that corresponds with this 5602. I made a really quick trade on it back here. I'll go over it. So FSR here, it really didn't do anything. I was looking for it to move. I think I have a few levels on this one. Yeah, I have a few levels on FSR here. A big support level here at 2371, which it really hasn't gotten anywhere close to. If it went above 2516 and then confirmed above and kept moving, then I would have gotten into a position at 2516 for a target of 2646. But you can see here, let me go to the 1 minute here. It opened above the number, quickly came down, came into this region, popped up above that number really quickly, didn't confirm it, and then moved down again here. Now, so yeah, no trade, it's just kind of blah, FCEL, now FCEL's looking okay here in the afternoon. It's catching a bid, you can see. It kind of double bottomed down here around 1650. It's at 1775 now. But it didn't get anywhere near my 1581 entry, my first 1581 entry. And then I have another one at 1259 that it definitely didn't get anywhere close to. So no trade there. BILI, Opened high. I was looking for it to do one of two things: is to come down to 102 quickly, 102 for a push, a rapid push higher, which of course you can tell it did not do at all. And then I was also looking for a trade here at 115 for a break of 115 confirmation of, and then continuation move higher, and it has not done that. No trade, just kind of this sideways consolidation movement. NVFW is a small cap momentum trade that this was one, I believe this is one that issued, it issued $60 million in mixed shelf, which means that it's issuing more bonds, warrants, and stock in order to raise cash. Now, I don't know a lot about this company. A quick look at it shows that it was profitable for a while and it actually had positive earnings. Then it dipped down and it's had negative earnings. I'm guessing this thing is issuing cash, issuing debt and stock and so forth in order to keep its head above water. Nothing there really exciting for me. When you get a small cap that is expanding operations, it's raising cash to move into a market. It's had good revenues. Maybe earnings per share is kind of a funny thing, because there are a lot of write-offs and stuff that happen between if you look at an earnings statement, there's a lot of stuff in between revenues and earnings. And so, if you get a small cap that has negative earnings, but not like really bad, like, it's losing as much as it earns in revenue, or if suppose, there's a small cap that has $60 million in revenue and has $60 million in losses, you don't want anything to do with that. But if you have like a small cap that has $60 million in revenue and negative $2 million in earnings, there's some stuff going on in the earnings statement there that probably means the company is pulling some cash, it is profitable, but for accounting standards, it can show a loss in order to avoid taxes. Perfectly legal, But anyway, so this was just kind of looking like they were raising cash to keep their heads above water. And if you get a stock, a small cap, that has steady revenues, you want to see revenues growing and you want to see their margins tightening. But if NVFW were in that category of higher revenues, higher earnings, so on and so on, then raising cash is a positive thing. Right now, issuing more securities, a mixed shelf, is just keeping their heads above water. God bless them. I hope the best. I wish the best for them, but I don't want anything to do with their stock. SIEB. Now, this is one that I had I had a bias going into the day. I was ready to buy on this one, but the price action did not give me an opportunity. Now, here in the afternoon, actually, or I shouldn't say afternoon, late morning, it's actually looking like it's trying to bottom here and move up. But I wouldn't even really and it started to get interested in this until at least it broke its daily high here at 667 roughly. And I mean, it could happen quickly, but it's probably not going to happen while I'm in the office. I'm just ready to go home and call it a day. ENTX is one that I did not have a bias on. I actually had a negative bias on this one. This is a small cap pharmaceutical, I believe. Positive interim EB613 phase 2 data for osteoporosis patients, shares rally. Yeah, and so the float is kind of high here at 18 million shares. I prefer that the float is somewhere around 10 million and less and smaller. So kind of a large float, and you can see here it didn't give a clean entry until this spot right here at $5.79 would have been a good entry. The break of its daily high here, and it caught a bid and went up to 787 there. So, a $2 move. I just wasn't around for it. I just wasn't paying attention. By this time in the morning, it was 10:24. The closer it gets to 10:30, the less likely I am to initiate a trade. After 10:30, I usually don't initiate a trade after 10:30. After 11 o'clock, I definitely am, looking forward to lunch. ENTX was obviously the best thing that I was watching, the best stock that I was watching today, but still it really didn't do much at all. Now, NCTY, because Monica had mentioned NCTY, I covered it a little bit this morning. And it wasn't until after I did my morning review that I started to actually take a closer look at it. And it's interesting. It was worth a trade. Okay, everybody. I don't know if this is going to be the same. I got cut off there. I don't know if this is going to be the same video or not. I still am relatively inexperienced with the OBS software there. Well, so anyway, I was talking about NCTY. Now, I don't know about, I'll have to do a lot more research to see about it going to 200 or not. It's an interesting stock. Let me pull it up on the daily so you can see the Fibonacci that I was using today. So I have a Fibonacci that goes all the way from, actually this high here ought to be a little bit higher there. So the Fibonacci that I was using was here at 56.02, $56.02 was the Fibonacci that I used today. And that Fibonacci goes back to, let's see here, the end of December here to the high on the 19th of February. And it's the 61.8 fib, which I like a lot. So I bought when NCTY was crossing back above, and let me show you on the 1 minute. So it dipped down in the morning. So the Fibonacci moved. I moved it somehow. Anyway, oops, wrong one. So the Fibonacci that I had on it was at 56.02. And so it dipped down below 56.02 here and started to come back above. And I bought on its way back up. And let's see here. I only took 100 shares. And I got 67 cents off of the trade. So I sold it 56.69. So, okay, so it went up here to 56.76, and then it started to drop down and then came back up again in this candle right here. And in that candle right there is where I sold. I just went ahead and took profits. I'd gotten the 1% move I was looking for on the trade, and so I ducked out. Now, looking at this a little bit more closely, I'd like to see it close above its 61.8 fib today. So I'm going to keep an eye on NCTY. It's possible I could swing trade this or even possibly invest in it. We'll see. And thanks again, Monica. I appreciate it. That was worth $67 to me today. Thank you. Okay, so otherwise, let's see. Okay, the SPY made a move above its all-time highs here. You can see on the 10-minute. I have the recent all-time high that happened a few weeks ago. It was at 394.17. It's now at 395.03. Oh, yeah, that's right. I took a trade right in here. I'm a subscriber to HedgeEye, and HedgeEye had, oops, let me just get rid of that. HedgeEye had a risk range today of 393.80 on the SPX, which translates roughly to 393.50-ish, somewhere in that range or when the SPX was hitting 383.8, 330, wait, no, what am I, 339.80, I think. I don't remember. Anyway, when the SPX was hitting 39.80, the 39.80, that's not right. 39.30. Well, anyway, the top end of the range on the SPX, the hedge I had, corresponds roughly with this 393.23 to 393.12 area. And so I started averaging into puts on the SPY. And again, like yesterday, my plan, you can see here, I only took 3. And my plan was to average into 10 from roughly $1 away up to the limit, their high of day range. And it didn't make it, and it started to turn down. And so I was like, oh, okay, wow, maybe there's going to be more downside today. But this thing took a dive beneath the VWAP, the volume weighted average price line right here, and started to quickly recover. And so I took profits right in there. And you can see, let's see, per contract on those SPY puts, where are they? I only made 12 and 13 cents. So not and actually my strike was pretty far away. I did 390s instead of like 392s right here, 390. And so, yeah, it was, a trade worth $36 there. So, okay. BRK, I've made $26 a share on since I entered these five shares. It's been a nice little trade. Yeah. It's part of a larger, so I have a core in portfolio that I trade around. And so I picked up these shares as a part of a move up that I was seeing that I wanted to be a part of, just to take a little bit of gains on it. Then NCTY, PEN, BLL, it's a short idea. And, so I realized 52 cents per share on 100 shares, and it started to move up a little bit. So I took shares. So you can see here, kind of moved down a little bit on the day for profits. But all right, well, everybody, that is my recap for the day. Good luck out there. A bit of a slow day today, for the stocks that I was watching. Maybe tomorrow will be different. Look forward to seeing you there, seeing you tomorrow. Click like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, and I will see you tomorrow. Out.